Okay. I'm gonna cry. Good evening. It is just after 3 a.m. and I figured this was the perfect time to read you some of my favorite poetry. Now you may be wondering, what is she wearing? Well, it's a cape. I'm not sure what kind or when it's from. I do know it might be worth a lot of money because of when it's from. I can't remember when that was, but I figured it out at 1 a.m. after 4 bubble teas and a movie marathon with my dorm. Anyways, I figured, since I can't sleep and poetry is one of the best things to happen on this planet, it would be a nice thing to read some to you. Let's start with one of my favorite poets, William Cowper. He was an English poet who was monumental in shaping 18th century poetry. He was a grand romanticist, but suffered from severe mental illness. He found comfort in God, although that didn't always make it easy. This poem of his is one of his most famous, followed by several condemning slavery. He was quite woke for his time. This poem, Light Shining Out of Darkness, came to me at a most fitting time in my life, and I love it dearly. I hope you'll find some light in it as well. God moves in a mysterious way, his wonders to perform. He plants his footsteps in the sea and rides upon the storm. Deep in unfathomable mines of never-failing skill, he treasures up his bright designs and works his sovereign will. Ye fearful saints, fresh courage take, the clouds ye so much dread are big with mercy and shall break in blessings on your head. Judge not the Lord by feeble sense, but trust him for his grace. Behind a frowning providence, he hides a smiling face. His purpose will ripen fast, unfolding every hour. The bud may have a bitter taste, but sweet will be the flower. Blind unbelief is sure to err and scan his work in vain. God is his own interpreter, and he will make it plain. I even wrote in the margins here, damn good rhyming schemes, that's wonderful. This next poem is written by Wendell Berry. He's still alive today, as far as I know. And he's an American novelist and essayist whose humanity and activism is strongly apparent in what I'm about to read. Fun fact, this poem is what I wrote my in-class essay on. I almost got the highest mark in the class if it wasn't for that red-headed rugby player from the island named Jensen. Now, on with the art. Manifesto, the Mad Farmer Liberation Front. Love the quick profit, the annual raise, vacation with pay. Want more of everything ready-made. Be afraid to know your neighbors and to die, and you will have a window in your head. Not even your future will be a mystery anymore. Your mind will be punched in a card and shut away in a little drawer. When they want you to buy something, they will call you. When they want you to die for profit, they will let you know. So, friends, every day do something that won't compute. Love the Lord. Love the world. Work for nothing. Take all that you have and be poor. Love someone who does not deserve it. Denounce the government and embrace the flag. Hope to live in that free republic for which it stands. Give your approval to all you cannot understand. Praise ignorance, for what man has not encountered he has not destroyed. Ask the questions that have no answers. Invest in the millennium. Plant sequoias. Say that your main crop is the forest that you did not plant, that you will not live to harvest. Say that the leaves are harvested when they have rotted into the mold. Call that prophet. Prophesy such returns. Put your faith in the 2 inches of humus that will build under the trees every 1,000 years. Listen to Carry On. Put your ear close and hear the faint chattering of the songs that are to come. Expect the end of the world. Laugh. Laughter is immeasurable. Be joyful, though you have considered all the facts. So long as women do not go cheap for power, please women more than men. Ask yourself, will this satisfy a woman satisfied to bear a child? Will this disturb the sleep of a woman near to giving birth? Go with your love to the fields. Lie easy in the shade. Rest your head in her lap. Swear allegiance to what is nighest your thoughts. As soon as the generals and the politicos can predict the motions of your mind, lose it. Leave it as a sign to mark the false trail, the way you didn't go. Be like the fox who makes more tracks than necessary, some in the wrong direction. Practice resurrection. Pardon me, I've lost my accent. I just got too swept up into the art. Now, this last one I will read for you tonight is by William Shakespeare. I'm not going to say anything about him, we already know too much, and I think we're all done with hearing about him. And I would like to apologize that these are all white men. Unfortunately, it was fairly Renaissance poetry that I was introduced to. But for further reading, I highly suggest Mary Oliver. She's a wonderful poet, a lesbian, and she just wrote about her garden and God. So that's always something to look into. Now for this last one. That time of year thou mayest in me behold, by William Shakespeare. That time of year thou mayest in me behold, when yellow leaves, or none, or few, do hang upon those boughs which shake against the cold, bare ruined choirs, where late the sweet birds sang. In me thou seest the twilight of such day, as after sunset fadeth in the west, which by and by black night doth take away, death's second self that seals up all in rest. In me thou seest the glowing of such fire, that on the ashes of his youth doth lie, as the deathbed whereupon it must expire. Consume with that which it was nourished by. This thou perceiv'st, which makes thy love more strong, to love that well which thou must leave ere long.